In recent years, the school's workforce has been reorganised to give teachers more time to teach. You, the support staff, have played an increasingly important role in admin, parental liaison, attendance, and a raft of other functions in school life. Now, as the new way of working is bedding in, members of the wider workforce are moving on and up, and increasingly your work can have a big impact on the number one job in school, learning. And you seem to like it.
You actually see the sort of fruits of your labours, if you like. I enjoy seeing something at the end of it.
This programme looks at how support staff in 4 areas work alongside teachers to improve the quality of learning, and how support staff can sometimes teach the teachers.
Actually, I've learned from Fay because she's absolutely brilliant at explaining how to do research properly. Fay did this for the upper 6th group. They've done a much better job of it than they would have done if they'd just listened to me.
Marcus Beasant, a physics technician, is getting used to teachers, asking him to deploy his practical skills to bring their lessons to life and increase the quality of learning.
I've almost finished.
You managed to get that pendulum?
Well, yeah, it's almost done. It should be done in time. Once a week we get that, which is a week list of what each individual teacher wants, and that's what we use as our wish list, if you like, of what equipment they want. Steve came in and one of the things he wanted was Barton's pendulum, which, as I said, I looked up on the web and built this. I presume he's going to bring his students in to see it in action. I'm not absolutely sure what it shows, but I think I've made it correctly. It remains to be seen.
Does it work?
I think that's what it's supposed to do.
And then one of them should start swinging a lot more than the others. Which one do you reckon is that one?
That one would be my bet. Most subjects are better off with some form of practical knowledge. You can't learn in a vacuum. You've got to apply it or see its application. And I think it's the same with practical classes, that if you can actually see the theory working, especially if it's a very simple demonstration of the theory, to me that's brilliant. If the kids see that, then they instantly remember that as an image. That if you'd read it in a book, it wouldn't mean anything.
This is the one you put the energy into, and the others are all picking up some of its energy. Yeah, and the one that picks up the most of its energy is the one that's the same length. So why does it do that? Right, it's got the same natural frequency as the frequency of this one. So things pick up energy best at the frequency of their natural frequency. Yeah, we call that resonance.
Well, my experience is such that I have an idea and can take a fair stab at what is actually going to happen to the equipment when the students are using it or the teachers demonstrating it. You know, if you're putting out a class set of equipment, you've got to work on the lowest common denominator in terms of what children can do to equipment and how bomb-proof you need to make it. Working at here, you actually see the sort of fruits of your labours, if you like. I enjoy seeing something at the end of it. You know, it's going to sound trite, but sort of helping the spread of knowledge. And I've always been interested in sort of scientific-y things. When I was at university, I had a period where I thought I'd much rather be the technician setting this experiment out than actually the student doing it. Not because it was any easier, I don't think, but just because it appealed to me, and that appears to be how my career's gone. That should sort out first period tomorrow. Hopefully it'll work for them. That's about it for now.
Everybody comfortable with how they're feeling today?
Linda Jones is a behaviour support assistant at Kingfisher Primary School in Doncaster.
Why are you excited today, Carla?
Because I've got some more friends.
You've got a few more friends today.
Linda's work has a direct impact on learning. She works closely with teachers to identify, often at an early stage, patterns of behaviour which are likely to cause barriers to learning.
I feel sad today.
Oh dear, Ellie, why are you a little bit sad today?
Because Because I had a sad playtime.
Put your thumb up if you think you can cheer Ellie up.
2 thumbs.
2 thumbs, so you're really going to try and cheer Ellie up. Is that okay, Ellie? Okay.
Linda works with pupils in the school's nurture room, transforming behaviour which is preventing learning.
Basically, it's a teacher's decision that says we've got this problem in class, and can we address it within the blue room. So it's the problem's basically brought back to the blue room. We address it through lessons on nurture, anger management, self-control, social skills, SEALS work, so it's emotional aspects of learning, and then they're allowed to go back into the classroom. Cameron?
Mini eggs on number 6.
You think mini eggs are
unhealthy?
right? Okay, well spotted. Does anybody else think anything else is unhealthy? Bailey?
Strawberries.
You think strawberries unhealthy? Actually, they're very good for you. Okay, so it's not those. It's to allow pupils to continue to learn, but addressing the barriers to their learning. What are their initial problems? Every child's problem is different, and we've got to see them as individuals. You were talking to me the other day to reiterate what lessons that Sophie had been in. She's already been involved in anger, friendship and SEALs. When I liaise back with class teachers, it gives the support back to the class teacher. It may be something that a child doesn't see as a big problem, but we can see it happening, so we can put a preventative measure in there basically, and by talking to a class teacher, that's what we can do. We can say, this is probably likely to come up, so can we be aware of it? I would say that in our anger groups that Sophie's benefited because she can now show a positive attitude towards her anger. She can deal with it in ways that she can express herself more openly, especially to midday supervisors, which has been very positive for her. She can now interact with her peers without being too bossy. My first card this morning is guilty. Who can explain to me what guilty means? Sophie.
Where you've done something at school and you blame someone else for it, and then you've got them into trouble, and then you've not told the truth about it.
Well done, Sophie.
We've picked up from her mum that she's got a new pet dog. She doesn't really like the dog to be chastised, which is becoming quite a problem and a concern for a mum at this particular moment. Now, what I've found is it's a poster, and it actually tells you 12 steps of how to care for animals. So she can work through it. She'll enjoy colouring it in, for which she excels at.
Definitely.
And then it can be hers to take home.
It's made a huge impact on the work that we do in our classrooms. We can concentrate on actually teaching now rather than concentrating on behaviour or trying to get children to want to access the curriculum that we're teaching. So without Linda, we would struggle immensely some days.
Thank you for working with me, Michael.
That's okay.
Hello, it's Mrs Swindell in the office at Kingfisher Primary School. We're just ringing to see why Joseph's not in today. My main role is Senior Admin Officer plus Pastoral Support. So I do admin work in the general office, but I also do a lot of the pupil welfare.
At the same school, Betsy Swindell helps to improve the learning environment by intercepting problems before they get to the classroom and the teachers.
Hello! Hello! Why are you late?
We have to go to his nana's.
Okay, that's fine. We try to take a lot of pressure off the teachers because obviously they're in class and they're here to teach the lessons. So if we can stop a parent arriving at their door at 10 to 9, all upset, all the other children arriving in school, looking at everything that's going off. Quite often the teacher may not even know about it till break. Just to let you know that Chelsea's mum's been in this morning.
Right.
The operation is going ahead on the 18th of March.
Right, okay.
Now mum's hoping it's going to be fairly quick.
Right.
Maybe a possibility of only 3 days. So she's looking to be back at school straight after Easter. But she was just checking that Chelsea still is having her drops.
Yeah, okay, so I can clarify that with Miss Bootham, can't I, about the drops
All
and things?
right.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
If I hear any more, I'll let you know.
Okay, brilliant.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
The work that Betsy does enables teachers to concentrate on their core purpose of teaching and learning. Many of the conversations Betsy has with parents and sometimes with some of our pupils are conversations that perhaps teachers may have been put in a position of having to have some years ago because there wasn't anybody in place to support that. It allows teachers to concentrate more on their role within the classroom. She's almost become a proper noun in its own sense. You know, every school should have a Betsy.
I'm a bit concerned because we went back to hospital and we saw a specialist and had an x-ray. And he said it's going on fine. They're really pleased.
Oh,
with him.
that's lovely.
The specialist did say though to keep him in his wheelchair for school.
It seems to have settled back in really well.
He's
there.
really glad to be back.
Yeah,
It's
and
nice to be
you
back
can
with his
see
friends.
it in his face and different since before he had his operation.
Completely different.
Oh,
Yeah,
different
he is.
boy.
It was really nice to have someone who actually listened and who understood and were very caring. And it's really reassuring to have that, knowing that I've got him at school and I know he's going to be fine.
When you get a parent going out thanking you for what you've done for them and you've just made their day or the child's day that little bit better, it just makes you feel so much better yourself. It's just wonderful. I just love it.
Librarian Fay Dowding gets lots of FaceTime with pupils running reading initiatives.
So both of those are exactly at the right level. So you just need to read one more and you'll get your first level award.
Oh, cool.
Okay. The library sits at the centre of the school and at the centre of the curriculum. So the role doesn't sit comfortably as a support staff member or as a teaching staff member. And it's important that that's recognised that you have to do both.
And Fay's research skills enable her to have a direct impact on learning in the classroom.
We do have an expert on the staff on university-style research, and that is Miss Dowding.
Now the first thing is you need to establish what your question is going to be because you are deciding what you're going to research. This is something where you are deciding what emphasis you want to place on what you're looking at. And you will bring to that some of your own base knowledge and some of your own thinking.
I've brought Fay in as an expert, and actually I've learned from Fay because she's absolutely brilliant at explaining how to do research properly. Fay did this for the upper sixth group that I've got at the moment, and I'm just seeing the outcome, and their research projects are absolutely excellent. I can see a huge difference in the quality, and it goes down to the way they've analysed data, and they've taken Fay's lead and listened to what she said. And they've done a much better job of it than they would have done if they'd just listened to me.
The only way of changing perceptions and moving things forward and making sure that research skills are embedded into what's going on in the classroom is by getting out of the library and going into the classroom and doing it. It's not a comfortable thing to do, and even now I get nervous before I walk into a lesson. But I get a real buzz out of it. I love walking out of the classroom and knowing that I've been working directly with a group of pupils that have now understood something that maybe they didn't understand before. Time management in research is absolutely key because you can't collect the data on Saturday, write it up on Sunday and hand it in on Monday and do it right. I've gained the knowledge that I have the best job in the world because it's fun, it's great. Where else can you come in of a morning at 8:05, talk to students about what they've done at the weekend, read the newspaper, discuss books, help somebody with their homework, all within the first 15 minutes of your working day. So it's just great and I just love it.